Alright guys, welcome to another credible TV session here on Hearthstone. I think I'm going to start out getting my daily quest done, which will also accomplish a couple of things, but it looks like it's win 2 games as Warlock, which is my main deck, which is what I got top 8 with in the Managrind Tournament, so I'm probably going to try and get that accomplished real quick. I've also been trying to work on a Shaman deck that I just want to get done, so probably going to grind out just the 2 games here because they're like auto wins because my deck's amazing. But I don't know if I'll be using it in the new Managrind Tournament, but let me show you, actually, you know what, let's do this, just in case. Here, I'm going to run through the deck and some of the choices and where it's at right now because it's 1 card different than where it was at the tournament. So the deck starts with 2 Mortal Coils, easy removal, good against like Paladins for their hero ability, and just cycles could you draw. You always want to keep as many cards in your hand as possible for a lot of different plays. The Blood Imp gives your minions all 1 health. He's really good. I pretty much just keep him in stealth the whole time. He brings things like the Void Walker up to a 1/4, which keeps him out of range of a number of spells. 4 health is really a lot, and there's some other ones that come into play as well too, but the 1 extra health is really essential, so 2 of those. 2 Void Walkers, which kind of just the obligatory taunt. It's really cheap and allows you to still life tap, and all you're trying to do in this deck is just control the board and stall for a while. And this is kind of the final version of it, but Demon Fire deals 2 damage to a minion, or if it's a friendly demon, it gives it +2/+2. So that can deal to an enemy demon, which is good to know. But then the whole point here is really to get the 2/2. A 3/5 Void Walker or 3/6 if you have a Blood Imp out, that's huge. So if you have Blood Imp, Void Walker, and a Demon Fire, right, that's 4 mana, but now you essentially have a Fen Creeper, right, which is 5, and you also still get a Blood Imp on the field. So, I mean, that's a really strong play. It does cost a few more cards, obviously, but really you're only expending the Demon Fire. And for such an early play, that's huge. Right now I was running 2 Iron Beak Owls in the tournament, but I actually found out that my deck deals with board presence pretty well. So I would find myself holding the Iron Beak Owls a lot. What this tends to mean is that I could value things in tougher matchups, meaning the Acidic Swamp Ooze is really more the way to go. So I'm doing 1-in-1. I have a lot of draw power, a lot of ways to get to him, and Acidic Swamp Ooze is still a 3/2. He's still a Raptor, right? So he's still really good. So I'm just doing 1-in-1 right now. It's kind of a test, a trial run to see which kind of tech is better in my deck. Next, 2 Drain Lives, which 2 damage, restore 2 health, really helps with the life tap hero ability, which is you can draw a card and take 2 damage. So that's really the whole control portion of this deck, is whenever you have 2 mana, you can pretty much spare it in getting a card. The 2 life is countered by a couple of cards in here, but you'll see. So for 2 damage, you get 2 health back, good removal. Sense Demons, so just a quick overcap, I'll go back on some of the later ones, but there's 2 Blood Imps, 2 Void Walkers, and then we jump down to, I have 1 Dread Infernal, 1 Illidan Stormrage, and 1 Lord Jaraxxus. So that's a total of 7 demons, which ends up being a really good ratio to run 2 of these at. Pretty much ensures your late game kills, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So 2 Shadow Bolts, 4 damage to a minion. Absolutely one of the best removals in the game. Easily just counters whatever your opponent puts out. Especially after like a silence, if you need on the bigger minions that may have been buffed up. Hellfire, really good AoE removal, 3 damage to all characters, includes yourself, so now you're taking life tap damage, you're taking the Hellfire damage, it kind of starts to stack up, so you have to be careful, but it does do 3 to the enemy hero as well too, so I've finished games with this, even when I don't want to clear boards, I can just do 3 damage. So I was playing Twisting Nether, I want to say. Let me see if I can find it. Well, I was playing it in my test build. I actually don't have the card. Twisting Nether. So I was playing this card, Destroy All Minions, but it cost 8, and it destroys mine too. Whereas Shadow Flame, for the cost of one of my minions, really does just their board. So it seemed like the better pick, and I've really been happy with it so far. Great field clear. There's a lot of big minions that it can sacrifice off. Sinjin Shieldmaster is just kind of the bread and butter right now of Hearthstone. So I'm really just trying to capitalize on that. He's good mid game protection 3/5 or 4. The other 4 drop is Twilight Drake, super great in this deck. If you go second, you have the coin, and a lot of times I'll find myself like life tapping on turn 2, and then Sense Demon on turn 3, and I'll drop him for like a 9/9 or maybe a 9/10 or something with the Blood Imp, or an 8/10 or 8/9 or something. But he becomes just huge as a turn 4. He is really susceptible to silence, and silence is definitely a huge thing. I saw it in every deck that I went up against in the tournament, except for the first one, which was played by Noxus, who played a Paladin deck. Apparently he just didn't play Silence, and so I pretty much wrecked him with Twilight Drake. They don't have the Silence, or they don't run it. They pretty much lose to Twilight Drake, and it really allows you early game pressure. Super good threat on the board. Siphon Soul, best removal that I have. I gain 3 health and I destroy a minion. I mean, I've used it on my own minions to save myself before when they don't have any and I'm afraid of one-turn kills and things, but it's honestly just for their minions. It's much better than a Polymorph or a Hex. Well, Hex is only 3 mana, so that's kind of hard to argue. But destroy it outright, don't have to spend extra spells. I mean, just really good. I run 1 Dread Infernal, really just for a good 6-drop, another Demon. 1 to all can help with board clear, but he's kind of on my questionable list at the moment, but he's still pretty good. Illidan Storm Range is a really good what's it called? Legendary, and he's searchable by Sense Demons. See, he's a demon on there. Let's see if I can. Oh, he's in this. I hate highlighting him on the thing, but whoops. See? Oh, you can't even see it because I have deck limit of 1, but it says demon right there. I can't highlight it with my mouse. And so is Lord Jaraxxus. So both of these huge late game drops, searchable by Sense Demons, which you're probably going to already draw out a few of them, so it really helps. Molten Giant, such a huge threat. At 10 health he's free, and at 15 health he's 5. 2 big numbers to kind of consider there. The thing with playing Molten Giant, though, is you really want to play your Molten Giants before you drop Lord Jaraxxus. The reason is because the card text on Molten Giant reads, it costs 1 less for each damage your hero has taken. When you play Lord Jaraxxus, you replace your hero with Lord Jaraxxus, and when he's at 15, he has taken 0 damage. So Molten Giant jumps back up to a 20 cost minion when you're only at 15. So you really want to play him before you drop Lord Jaraxxus, but I mean, I played 2 Molten Giants in 1 turn for 0. I mean, that's just insane. 2 8 drops on turn 0, and then I think I Lord Jaraxxus after that. So, you know, I was at like 5, drop 2 Molten Giants, drop Lord Jaraxxus, go back up to 15, and